Death of a Unicorn is out now. It is day one of spring break. We are on an ultimate movie marathon. But let's take a look at what the film provided and should you go see it. Now, this is a unique film brought to us by A24. In many ways, A24 does a great job of providing a unique experience in the theaters. And in doing so, this is not any different. The story really is Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega playing a father and daughter on their way to their boss's house. In doing so, they strike a unicorn. Once they do this, it is revealed the powers that a unicorn could have, similar to what you would see in a fairy tale or a nursery rhyme. In doing so, his bosses and his family begin to exploit the powers that the unicorn has. And in doing so, chaos ensues. Now, as you're watching the movie, it is kind of easy to get lost, I would say. Even though they do a good job of providing unique film experiences, this is a film that you definitely have to watch to see what the plot and what this movie is trying to say. If you're watching a trailer, you're going to look at it and say, oh, this seems interesting, but in many ways, it does not provide a full, suspenseful, enjoyable film. Now, the acting by Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega is very on par with the characters they've played before, and so I really don't think that that is anything different than what you would expect. Now, as you watch the movie, you get to kind of see what the unicorn is and why the unicorn is possessing such a powerful potion or powerful healing factors that it does. And in doing so, like I said, you see really his boss and his family begin to challenge each other to figure out a way to preserve and ultimately give people these powers and the healing that would come with it. Now, as you watch the film, you do kind of get lost a little bit because of the CGI, and you have the parents of the unicorn coming back to kind of seek revenge. And so as you're watching it, there's some unique gore scenes. But like I said, even watching it, you're not going to find yourself thinking, oh, this is a great film. Now, in some ways, it does seem very elementary. You see what's going to happen before it even does. And you're really having this imbalance of relationship from a power standpoint, but also from the standpoint of this is kind of what the director wants you to see. And so as you're looking at the power and kind of the weakness of the group, it is very on par, as I mentioned, with the characters that they have played before. Now, as you watch it, it is a little bit longer of a movie. It's almost 2 hours. You kind of get the sense of how the ending is going to build up. And I think that is what takes away from the movie, because in some ways it feels that you are missing some points that could have been hit a little bit harder early on, but you're also missing points in a direction that the movie could have gone. And so when it comes to an overall rating for Death of a Unicorn, for me, it's about a 1.5 out of 5. It's definitely not a movie that I'm going to go see again. In many ways, like I've stated, it is just very elementary. You see the same characters as Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega have played before. You have to pay attention, and even as you pay attention, the storyline is very choppy. So in some ways, you're kind of thinking something's going to happen, but then it goes a whole different direction. I feel that when you're watching the workers for the boss and the business, you see what their end game is going to be, and then you throw in the parents of the unicorn returning. And so in some ways, you're kind of looking at it, is this a scary movie type? Is it just an enjoyment factor type of movie, like where you go to watch it and just have fun? Or is it going to be something where they want you to see the gore? They want you to feel a specific way. And I just did not feel that. So Death of a Unicorn is out now. In my honest opinion, it is not worth the watch, even if you are a fan of Jenna Ortega or Paul Rudd. But if you're interested in those two and you like their acting, go see it, because you're going to see the same acting styles as they've portrayed in the past. So, as always, make sure to check out the other reviews I have posted. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as we approach 500. And stay tuned for a few more reviews coming this weekend. Have a good weekend and stay safe.